Hello guys, I am Donovan and I'm here today to show you the very basic fundamentals of keyframes in After Effects. We're going to focus on the four major categories, which is position, rotation, opacity, and scale. So for position, it allows you to move words or images depending on what project you're working on. So just to demonstrate, we're going to hit P on the position layer, or if you're old school, you can hit the drop down arrow and it's under the transform menu. But we're just going to stick with shortcuts. So for PC and Mac, it should just default be the P button. So that will open up your position keyframe. We're going to zoom in here with plus, just so that we can get the 1 second marks. So I'm going to go to 1 second in my composition and hit the stopwatch by position. This is where we want the word to end. So we want it to move into the frame by falling into the frame. So we're going to go back to the starting of the timeline and just bump up the position until position is out of the composition. So now what we've officially done is actually move the word with the start and stop point. So it will start out of the composition and move into the composition. That is a basic effect keyframes have on images, videos, and words. So whether you're affecting rotation, opacity, scale, or position, once we play it here, you will see it starts out and moves in the center from these 2 points here. You can get real crazy with it and have it move out. You can have it move side, you can have it scale up and down. So I will show you an example with the other three categories. So going to rotation, same thing, but the shortcut key for Mac and PC should default be R. So we're going to want it to stop just centered in the composition like that and go back to the beginning of the timeline, and we're just going to rotate it a random amount. So now when we play it, it will rotate into the final resting spot that we designated at the beginning. You always want to try to, when you want the image or word to be still where it's at, you want that to be where your keyframe ends, and then you make another keyframe before it where you can manipulate it into where you want it to move, rotate, scale, or fade in from. So the only trick with keyframes with opacity is a lot of people might think the shortcut is the O key, but it's actually T for transparency. So make sure you have the layer selected. I did not, so it just opened opacity automatically for all the layers. So if we just hit U, it closes everything. So we'll hit T after selecting the opacity layer, and same thing, we're just going to go 1 second in, hit the stopwatch to activate the keyframes, go back at the beginning, and we want this word to fade in, so we're going to drag it all the way to 0. And now when we play it, the word fades in, it gives you a nice title. Finally, the last one is scale. And just like it says, it scales things up and down. If you have images you want to zoom in on or videos, this is how you would do that. So the shortcut key for Mac and PC is S. So we're going to activate the stopwatch, move to the beginning, scale it down, scale it up, whatever you'd like, depending on your project. And then once you play it back, it scales up for you. So one more quick tip before I leave you guys. This is motion blur. It's used a lot in keyframes. So if you activate it for the layers, it will probably be most visible on the rotation layer, but you'll notice it adds some rotation blur to it, which makes it more lively. So if you compare it to without any motion blur, it's very kind of robust and blocky. But if you add motion blur, it gives it a little bit more of that animation style. So thank you so much for watching the fundamentals of keyframes. Feel free to apply this to your next project. If you like my tutorials, make sure to check out my other ones. Stay tuned for more. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video, guys. Have a great day.